Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Potato Reeves, and welcome to the first episode of X Marks the Box. I want to thank everyone who tuned in for the pilot episode, the test episode we did a couple of weeks back, covering the Bethesda Roundtable. We took all your feedback, and we're back, and we're going to try and do this as a proper series now. We're going to try and do this quite regularly, fortnightly or monthly, or whenever we can fit time in to do it in our busy schedules. And I want to thank you all for your positive feedback with episode 0. And now we're here with the first official episode. And without further ado, here is my special guest. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Hi, I'm Alice, and I haven't done a lot special. While I'm not writing my book and trying to get my life back on track, as well as trying to move over to my flat, I've been going into Xbox Game Pass as I jumped into an Ultimate and sampled all those different games, and I've now just got addicted to Bing and Microsoft Rewards.
Yeah. You're now officially an Xbox, an Xbot. A big fan. Yeah. So this is the first official episode of X Marks the Box. We did do a pilot episode a couple of months ago. You guys gave us some good feedback, and we're hoping to do this more regularly now. We thought we'd give it a little break and we would bring it back just before E3 so we could do our E3 predictions. But before we get to that, we do have a couple of segments before that. So we're just going to get on with the show, and I'm hoping you guys are going to enjoy it. So up first, we want to talk about what we've been playing. So what have you been playing, Alice?
I've been playing a ton of games about 1 or 2 months since we last spoke. Really long. I've been playing easy 1000 games. I played Adverse. I played Titanfall 2. I played Mass Effect Legendary Edition.
All right.
I've also played Skyrim, and I also played a bunch more games, which I somehow forgot the names of.
It's alright. Yeah, well, Titanfall 2, I've played that as well. I played because I had the FPS boost, which is been added onto Xbox, where they have improved the frame rate of some older Xbox games. So I went back and played Titanfall 2. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that, actually. It's one of those hidden gem games, because when it was first released, it came out between Battlefield and Call of Duty, so no one really played it. It was like it kind of missed out on the publicity and the fan feedback it deserved, I think. I enjoyed Titanfall 2. Did you enjoy Titanfall 2?
Yeah, and we played it at the right time, because as Apex Legends got more Titanfall content, they've actually got a much bigger player base, and more of them are playing online. But I just went in to do the single player, so I just got all the collectibles, played it on the hardest difficulty, and even beat the fastest record in the training session, and I got 1000 gamer score.
Nice.
To be honest, it's not that easy, I can tell you.
No,
but it's worth it.
I did it on normal difficulty and then uninstalled it. I'm not going to be doing the extra hard difficulty in the type speedrun. I'm too lazy for that. I'm like, there's so many good games on Game Pass. I'm like, right, I've done that in normal now. Let's try something else. What I've been playing is I've been playing Assassin's Creed 2 for some reason. That's one of my favorite games of all time, and it's about 8 years old now. And it's kind of sad that I've played more Assassin's Creed 2 this year than I have Valhalla. I got Assassin's Creed Valhalla and barely played it, but I have played so much Assassin's Creed 2 the last few weeks. For some reason, it's got back into my blood. I just like the Italian stuff, and I feel Ezio is a really good character. Da Vinci,
Apparently voiced by Roger Craig Smith, the same voice actor of Sonic the Hedgehog.
See, then that's an extra bonus right there. Gotta go fast across the buildings.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's what I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed 2 this week and the last few weeks. I don't know why. I just had the urge all of a sudden to play it, and then I was like, I'll play it for like 10 minutes, and I'm sure I'll put it down. And then I'm like halfway through the game now, like 6 or 7 of the chapters in. and there's about 12 chapters altogether, I think. So I've become obsessed again. I don't know why the Assassin's Creed 2 just clicks with me. It's like comfort food. You know, you like a comfort food where you'll just go back to it and just have that, and you like, instead of experimenting and trying a new game, I've gone back and played Assassin's Creed 2. I've got all the Assassin's Creeds. I've got Odyssey, I've got Valhalla, I've got Syndicate, I've got Rogue. I played this through Assassin's Creed 4 when I first got it on the PS4, but really Assassin's Creed 2 is the one I'll always go back to. I don't know what it is about it. It's simpler. I guess it's like they haven't overcomplicated it yet by adding all these gadgets and gizmos and extra stuff you need to remember. It was like kind of streamlined, and I quite like that. I don't know what it is. It's just simple.
Well, I got Assassin's Creed 2 as an Xbox 360 title, and also got it on an NCO collection as well. But
Yeah.
I have not started that, and the only kind of gameplay I've got from the entire Assassin's Creed series is from the original Xbox 360 title.
I see. Yeah. So speaking of 1,000 gamers scored, that was the first ever game my 1,000 gamers scored. Was the Xbox 360 version. I'm currently playing it on the Ezio collection. It works fine. I mean, I've not noticed much of a difference between the two, but maybe I've got like rose tinted glasses. Like if I went to the 360 version, maybe it would look as good. But when I'm playing the Ezio version, it looks just like I remember it, at least in my head. So yeah, that's mainly what I've been playing. I've also dabbled in Sunset Overdrive, because that's been in the news, and I thought that would be an interesting game to play. It's fun.
Yeah,
it's kind of like it's like this open world game kind of mixed with like a skateboarding kind of game, where you don't really skateboard, you just grind on stuff with your feet. It's a bit weird, but it's fun. I can see why people like it. Everyone says about how smooth the movement and stuff in it is, but it's not quite as smooth as like a Spider-Man, because it's made by Insomniac. I feel like they perfected it with Spider-Man. I feel like they were still working the bugs out with Sunset Overdrive, personally. That's how I feel about it anyway. Maybe I'm wrong. I can imagine getting like people getting their pitchforks out and they're going, "How dare you insult Sunset Overdrive? It's a classic." I'm like, I'm sorry. It doesn't feel as smooth as I would like it to feel. You know, it's like it does. Sometimes I'm trying to climb stuff and I'll just get stuck. Or it won't grind when I want it to. So it's just like little things like that. But it's still a fun game. So yeah, basically those are the main two games I've been playing. I also dabbled in Hollow Knight, which is like Dark Souls, 2D Dark Souls / Metroidvania. It's fun. It's probably the Dark Souls type game that I've played the most. I love Dark Souls games, but I suck at them. So I always get like 2 or 3 bosses in and then like stop playing them because I can't get past the second or third boss because I suck. But Hollow Knight I really got quite far into. I'm kind of a bit stuck in it now, so I've stopped playing it the last few days, but I might go back to it. It's a lot of fun. It's a much bigger game than I thought it was going to be, because I love me a Metroidvania game. Like Ori, I loved Ori, and I like Castlevania, Metroid, and all that, but Shadow Complex, all those type of games. But this one seems much longer. It's a very, very long game. Whenever I think I'm close to finishing it, I open up a massive section of the map. I'm like, oh god, okay, I got more to go. Yeah, so I've been a little bit ranty there, I feel. But is there anything else you've been playing, Alice?
Yes. I've played a bunch of games. Like, as you mentioned that I got a Xbox Live Pass Ultimate.
Mm-hmm.
So I've been playing a bunch of games and gotten more creative. So I've been playing the likes of Donut County, The Gardens Between, Fractured Minds, and just dipping my fingers into a bunch of games like Control, Titanfall 2, and I started playing Mass Effect Legendary Edition. I managed to put a bunch of hours in it, but I've been away and like playing with different kinds of games.
Yeah.
And I was thinking, I need to get back into it. But I was so happy that even though I haven't actually completed it yet,
Yeah.
I was really absorbed into it. Like, it's a bit unfamiliar with the control interface and bits,
Yeah.
but now it just turns into like really fun bunch of side quests. How they managed to get the conversations and everything, and it's like, wow, it's just really good. And I
Yeah.
spent more time in that citadel kind of thing and exploring for the side quests before I even step into another planet.
Yeah. Have you played Mass Effect before, or is this new to you?
Uh, it's new to me. I've
Oh.
owned I think a few Mass Effect games on PC and Xbox, but
Yeah.
not before the Mass Effect Legendary Edition that I have actually played them before.
Oh, I see. Yeah, because I completed them on the 360, so it's a shame I can't really compare them with you when it comes to that. Um, but no, they're such good games. I'm assuming you're playing them in order. Then are you still in Mass Effect 1?
Yeah,
Yeah, you're
still stuck there.
still in one.
You,
Mass Effect 2 is the best one. If you want to, that's the one where it all gets really good. But yeah, I've played the trilogy. I really enjoyed them. But I've not gone back to them. I will get the Legendary Edition, but we got with Game Pass, you get EA Play, and so it's an EA game. So I'm assuming it's going to come to EA Play in the next couple of months. So I'm just kind of
maybe.
I'm just holding out for that. Really, that's what it is. And I got so much to play, but
I think it's just trouble is this Mass Effect Legendary Edition is you don't get it on Game Pass, so you have to pay about 60 quid for all three games in
yeah,
one package. But it's pretty much a ticket to. I mean, it gives you a couple of benefits. One, it has all those games which you can install anytime, and you wouldn't have to worry about leaking accounts, save games, and everything. Plus, some of the achievements are easier.
yeah,
But also, especially with Mass Effect 1, it's a graphical update, meaning you're getting much better textures, graphics, which is good, but they haven't actually improved on the animations, and you still get a bit of like visual glitches with it. It's not too terrible,
yeah.
but it still plays pretty damn fine.
Yeah, because Mass Effect 1 is debatable when it comes to the gameplay. The original Mass Effect 1, they didn't really nail the cover combat yet. It was before, it
Mm,
was around the same time as Gears of War, but Gears of War did it much better. You would have cover combat, but you'd be like stuck to the wall and you'd be stood up and stuff. It wasn't very smooth. Everyone says the RPG elements in the first one were much better, but the actual combat, it was always a bit buggy. So they've gone back and they fixed that from what I've heard. So I am really intrigued on buying it at some point, but I'm not going to get it at full price because I've played the original trilogy already. So I'm going to wait
you
for it.
may you may even get it on the Switch.
Yeah, maybe get it on the Switch, yeah. Might be worth doing that. I can't get achievements then, though. That's the issue.
Then
The
again,
achievements.
it just depends whether you want to spend more hours than you could possibly get from the game for the achievements,
Yeah,
or you can just like play it just for the story and just don't worry about the achievements.
that is true, yeah. Yeah, and you can play it on the move as well, which is important. I mean, that's the main. You
Ooh.
can play it. Well, I mean, I got family in Australia. I haven't been able to see them for about 2 years now. But once COVID and lockdowns restricted, I will be flying over there, and that's 24 hours on a plane. That seems like the perfect Mass Effect time to me. If it is on the Switch, just play Mass Effect for 24 hours. I could see it happening.
Well, that's provided you get a USB-C port on the airplane. Then you can play it for 24 hours.
Yeah, the battery would be dead much before then. Otherwise, the plane I always fly on always has USB. So yeah,
Really?
yeah, I've done it a couple. I've flown to Australia a couple of times. It's not. It wouldn't be my first rodeo. But yeah, I mean that is. I do think that a lot when it comes to gaming. I think I'm probably one of those people who doesn't really. It's not many people who have to think about 24 hours of travel in, because that is something I do every couple of years. So it is like, should I wait for this game to play it on a plane? Like, is this the ideal game for like a holiday trip? You know, like Breath
Mm.
of the Wild and stuff was perfect for that for me. I love xCloud and stuff, what they're doing with Xbox, but you need internet for that. So,
Hmm.
I mean, we got E3 predictions in a bit, and that's something I'm going to be bringing up when it comes to the E3 predictions. Something similar to that, but it's a little bit of a tease there. I'm not going to tell you what it is until we get there.
So I've also got other bits like uh, I on Microsoft Awards
Yeah.
on May you get like a 10,000 gamer score event, which it's not available for everyone, but your aim is to unlock achievements to gain 10,000 extra gamer points in May, so you can gain Microsoft points along the way as well. And I've like, you know what? I just been playing the games like Tourist and Titanfall 2,
Yeah.
but turns out I haven't activated the challenge, so I activated it. I went into Game Pass to sample games like What Remains of Edith Finch, Doom 64,
Some great games.
NL 94, which is the EA Play game,
All right.
and also got the Little Acre and Undertale. But I've also bought a bunch of games in the Xbox Store, mainly with discounts. So I played the likes of Energy Cycle, Red Death, Pity Pit, Qbot, Delta Squad, Adverse, and I think that's about it.
I mean,
And then I just went on and used my PayPal to get Pac-Man, Miss
Wow.
Pac-Man, and I also played Enter the Gungeon from Game Pass.
so not many games then. I mean, I've
But
noticed. Yeah.
I still managed to complete the 10,000 gamer score and just completed the challenge.
No,
But
fair
now
enough.
I'm just like really addicted to Microsoft Awards, meaning I can go to do the challenges, get more points, and hopefully use them to go towards a much more colourful controller than the black one I got from the Xbox Series Xbox.
Yeah. Yeah. I've got the I've got the electric voltage controller. At the moment, that's the one I'm currently using. It's like a greeny yellow color, kind of similar to our logo. Yeah, so I've actually got the electric volt controller. That's what I bought as well with Microsoft points. It's a really
So
good
how
system.
are you finding that at the moment?
It's great. I mean, it's the same as the other controller. It just looks nicer. It's a lot of. I enjoyed it though. It's very pretty. It stands out. It's bold. Basically, I like the way it's so like. It's just so bright. It stands out. I love me some neon stuff. But yeah, I'm obsessed with Microsoft Awards as well. But yeah, I noticed that because on Xbox it tells you how many achievements your friends have got. So there was one month I had about 5,000 gamer score over the month. I'm like, oh, that was pretty good. I was like top of my list. But then I checked yours this month, and yours is ridiculous. It's like 11,000 gamer score or something like that. I'm like, bloody hell, how have you done that? Like, there's a couple of games you can get, as the ones you listed. I've played some of those. So like, What Remains of Edith Finch, I've played.
Yes,
Donut
I
County.
find that.
Did
Yeah,
did you?
really,
Sorry.
I really found the What Remains of Edith Fish to be a really enjoyable experience. It's
Yeah.
more of a walking simulator. It just gets weird, but I certainly enjoyed it.
It's a very
And
strange game.
Yeah, and Doom 64, because of the password system,
Yeah.
many people, especially myself, would like use them to get through the game and get all the achievements.
Yeah.
But it just plays like Doom 1, only with much fancier graphics. So yeah, it's
Yeah.
just really interesting.
Fancy graphics in the Nintendo 64 era type of fancy graphics. they're not that amazing. Yeah, I've done Doom 64 as well. I was gonna say with Donut County, did you manage to get all the achievements? Because I had a couple of glitched achievements with that one. I went over it multiple
really?
times. Yeah, there was this achievement where you got to keep pushing the A button to get a duck to quack. You got to make it quack 100 times in a conversation, and it just never popped. No matter how many times I made the duck quack, it just wouldn't pop the achievement. So
I got that.
yeah, it glitched. I don't know what's. Maybe I'll re-download it and see if I can get that achievement. It glitched out on me
You
when I
should.
tried to do it.
You should.
Yeah.
Because one of the first things I did in the game is that I need to check if there's any easy achievements. So I found the crack button. So I keep doing that on the messenger thing. Nah, not so much. But then the next time I've been using the mobile phone. I've
Yeah.
been using crack button and then pop
Yeah.
achievement.
It's a very strange game, but Donut Country is or County. It's a very good game. It's a lot of fun. It's very silly. It's like for people who
Yeah.
haven't played it, you basically you control a hole on the floor and you try and make everything fall into the hole. And the more stuff that falls into it, the bigger the hole gets. It's kind of like a reverse Katamari.
Yes.
You just want to destroy everything essentially. It's a
Mm.
lot of fun. You play a raccoon for some reason who has this ability to make holes in the ground. It's very odd, but it's a fun
Mm.
game. Yeah, as I said, I had one achievement that glitched out on me. Apart from that, I would have 100%ed that one. So yeah, I mean, you've
Yeah.
been real achievement hunting because a lot of the games you listed, I'm like, yep, that's an easier 1,000 points. That's an easier 1,000 points. Like Fraction Minds, I did that in a lunch break. Literally, I have a half-hour lunch in work. I literally went on my Xbox, played Faction Mind, literally got 1,000 game score in literally 15-20 minutes. Is pretty straightforward.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably the easiest game score you can get on Game Pass, or at least it was. I think it's gone off Game Pass now. I think.
I think so, actually. Because I've been buying games like Energy Cycle. You go in, and as long as you look at the solution for the puzzles, you complete 28 levels,
Yeah.
and you just like get all the 1,000 gamer score.
So I'm
I
not.
spent 5 months working on holes, got over 100 levels, and got an iOS device, and I thought it's not going to be good. But then games like Energy Cycle, Red Dead, and Pity Pit, where you just spend only like 13 minutes to an hour to play those very small games, you
Yeah.
get 1,000 gamer score.
Yeah, like you were saying about holes on iOS. I mean, obviously,
Yes.
our listeners wouldn't know what you're referring to there. So we both did games design in university, didn't we? So, would you like
Yes.
to explain that to the listeners?
It's pretty simple. All you have to do is like use both thumbs to control the cat on the board and fill up all the holes, and then you complete the level.
Yeah.
So basically, it's like you just figure out how to complete the board, and then you do that for the rest of the levels. It's not on the iOS store anymore because I couldn't buy the yearly subscription to keep it on the store.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
but yeah, it's just the only time when I actually released a game, and sadly, not so many people have played it.
yeah, that is the problem with indie development. Like you need to kind of have a little bit of luck when it comes to it coming out and the right timing. Because I would love to release one of the games I made in university, but it's just I never had the luck or the timing behind it. It's maybe something I want to go back to in the next couple of months or so. It'd be great to make a new game, but yeah,
Well, I think the problem is that we're dealing with a saturated market. Like, when it
yeah,
comes to games in which you can get into the marketplace, my Xbox and Nintendo Switch allows more games to be made, even if they're crap or not.
it's true.
But the truth is, because of that, it's a saturated market. So the as I was like with Falmouth Launchpad and speaking with some of the game industry veterans, he said that 92% of the time your game would most likely get ignored because therefore you really have to be able to blend genres, try to make some really interesting gameplay, and really capture the hearts of everyone online because the other indie developers are doing the passion projects and getting them out there, which means they're not going to be able to hear about it.
Yeah,
Because when I was building Holes, it's more of a passion project because when I went in and talked about the developers, like, oh, it turns out you had to use something else than like sticking ads between levels because that way you can take advantage of those transactions.
yeah,
And it's just those sort of things where, well, it's a community that really helps. Like if you get in the community engaged in the games development, then not only they will know more about the game, but you also build a much better game. And I think that's what it matters. And that's why the games like Warframe, like they use a community.
yeah.
So therefore they improved the game so much that it became a much better game since 2013 when it first released.
I mean, yeah. It reminds me a lot of doing YouTube. I mean, I've been doing YouTube for about 10 years, and you don't know what stuff's gonna hit or not. Like, I will release videos, and I'll be like, "This is gonna get loads of views," and then I'll put it up, and it'll get 5 views, and that's it. And then I'll put other videos up, like, no one's gonna watch this, no one's gonna care about this, and it'll be like 50,000 views or something ridiculous like that. It's like, it's very difficult to gauge where stuff is going. I mean, we have analytics and stuff. You can look at viewer trends, and you can do Google trends and stuff. You can look at what's trending at the moment. But a lot of the time, it is being in the right place at the right time, and maybe knowing the
Yeah,
right people.
exactly.
Like, it's very difficult. I mean, as I said, I did games design as well, and I tried to get my game out there, and it just didn't work.
Mm.
I
I
was
think the truth of the matter, I think the truth of the matter is that if we can like reach out to all those people here, like if they're thinking about doing games development or they want to contribute to games development, then let us know and we can like figure out on how we can set up a community group, especially on Discord, or
no,
like what we can do to bring Potato's game across. Because Kidnap the Princess is a really interesting idea.
yeah,
It's just somehow has been incredibly overlooked. But
yeah.
we can actually make it better. Get it on Xbox. Like, how about this as a big challenge? Like, if we can get all together, just talk about like how we can build this game, get it on the Xbox store using the one of the Microsoft's development tools,
Mm-hmm.
and then once we get on Game Pass and have an easy 1,000 gamer score, then at least we have achieved a thing.
Yeah.
Just make this happen.
I mean, yeah, so Kidnap the Princess was the game I made in university. Yeah, so I mean, I would love to release Kidnap the Princess as a full game. Uh, it would need a bit of polish because it's on an older software. It's on like on the original
Game
Game
Maker,
Maker.
is it?
Yeah, yeah, Game Maker
Yeah.
code. So I'd have to basically rebuild it in Unity, but it would be
Mm.
something I would love to do. That is something I've been thinking of doing, to be honest. But it's just trying to get. Obviously, I work full time, and I try and do YouTube as well on top of that. So it is trying to get the time together to do it. But that is something I would love to do. If you
I,
guys, if any of you are like fellow games developers or anything like that, just let me know in the comments below, and I would love to help you out. And if you can help me out, scratch your back, and I'll scratch mine, all this stuff. That makes no
you do
sense. What I
you
said
do
makes
have
no
a
sense.
Discord. You do have a Discord
We do.
server as well for your. Yeah, that's right.
The
I
YouTube
don't know if
channel
it's
does.
still active.
It is, yeah. So there is a Discord channel for the YouTube. It's in the link in the description. So feel free to join us. We have lively discussions, usually about video games and wrestling. But yeah, we kind of got a little bit off topic here. But yes, if
Anyway,
I would love
let's
to get
wrap.
back into games design, that is something that I would love to do. So is there any other games that you've been playing?
Yeah, apart from like dipping my fingers into everything, I played into this game called Tell Me Why. It's
Oh,
on Game Pass, but this month, because of the Pride Month and to be able to help spread the trans awareness,
hmm
the developer of this game have released it on the Microsoft Store and Steam entirely for free for just a single month. So if you go on Steam on Xbox and you buy this game, you own it for forever, even if the promotion ended. So I just went in and played the first chapter of it. Really
yeah,
easy achievements. Some of them are like incredibly hidden unless you use a solution or you're just really smart to figure them out. But
yeah,
it provided one of the really good experiences on trans stuff. Like one of the characters is like a trans man, and he just goes back to the old house and explores about his childhood,
yeah,
his struggles, and how it deals with those things. So it's just pretty much like rites of passage stuff where
yeah.
both of the characters like go through this town and find out clues about what's really happened and trying to discover their lost memories and this strange mystery. I completed the first chapter without going to any spoilers, but I really enjoyed it and I'm hoping to do chapters 2 and 3. but it's definitely something that I have in mind.
Yeah, I mean, I've downloaded Tell Me Why. I haven't got around to playing it yet, but I believe it's made by the same people who made Life is Strange, which is a very popular game. It's a story-based game. It came out. It's exclusive to Xbox. It came out late last year, around the same time as Battletoads and Flight Simulator. For some reason, Xbox has an issue of not releasing games and then releasing three at once. They literally release 3 games in like a week span of each other. But yeah, I've heard great things about Tell Me Why, and I will have to play that. Maybe we make that into a future book club game at some point.
I think I would recommend like getting people to play it now because not only it's going to be free whether you're on Game Pass or not, but it also only takes about less than 10 hours to complete the whole game for an easy 1,500 gamer points.
Nice. Well, yeah, I'm in for that. 1,500 gamer score. Yeah, I mean, as I said, Xbox exclusive. We need to support Microsoft more. Play their exclusive games. So yeah, I'm in. I'm gonna try and play it when I get some chance. When I got a couple of days off now, off work, so I might play it in the next few days when I get some chance. So yeah, tell me why it is. As I said, it's made by the same people who made Life is Strange, and Life is Strange is supposed to be very good as well. So I need to. I haven't played Life is Strange, by the way, but I've heard it's good. But yeah, it's something I need to go back to. The only real story type game I've played like that is The Walking Dead Season 1. I will need to go and try that. I've heard it's good, so that's fair enough.
I completed The Walking Dead Season 1 about a month or two since I got the first Xbox One, which is a Halo 5 edition.
Oh, nice.
So I completed that, but I've also completed Seasons 1 and 2 on the PlayStation. But I haven't even got around to do the future seasons.
Yeah.
I think it's just like, it's the same kind of thing, and I think Season 1 is by far, like, has a much better story out of all those.
I mean, The Walking Dead game is similar to the TV show. It peaked in Season 1 and it's just gone downhill since. I got the platinum for it on PlayStation 4, so easiest platinum I've ever earned. So there you go, and probably an easy 1,000. I imagine it's an easy 1,000 gamer score as well. You just play through the game and you get all the achievements. It's brilliant. So yeah, I mean that's what we've been playing. So now we're gonna get on to our E3 predictions for E3 2021. Mainly going to be the Xbox and Bethesda showcase, I'd imagine, because we're an Xbox podcast, but we will maybe have some Nintendo predictions in here, maybe some Ubisoft ones. I'm not really sure. Do you have any of those in your ones, Alex?
Yes.
You do? Good. Okay. I have a couple, but the majority of mine are Xbox related. So we've both come up with 5 predictions each. And to make it more fun, we're kind of going to go a bit crazier with it than normal, because if we just said Halo will be shown, or Forza Horizon 5 is in Mexico and it'll be shown and it's coming out this year, which has been rumoured, it's not really that fun, is it? Let's be fair. So we're going to try and go with some more fun and crazy predictions, stuff that's not even been rumoured. I've done a video earlier this week saying craziest E3 predictions I've heard, so there might be a little bit of overlap because a couple of the ones that kind of are in that video, but I'm going to try and come up with some new stuff for the majority of it. So, without further ado, what is your first prediction, Alice?
My first prediction is Xbox Design Labs will return with the Xbox Series X controllers. This one has been postponed or apparently shut down temporarily on October last year, or was it September?
Yeah.
But Microsoft have said that they will be reopening the design labs so they can bring new designs for the Xbox new controllers. To be honest, I feel it's about time they would bring this back, possibly doing E3, because I think we're pretty much missing out on. I mean, there's definitely we got some new design ideas for those new controllers. And I think we definitely need to have different colours, like trans colours, rainbow colours on it, just to get those controllers out for the Xbox Series X. Plus, those controllers are really nice.
Yeah, I mean, as I said earlier, I got the electric Volt controller, but they've only got about 6 or 7 different designs at the moment. Still like 4 or 5 more designs than PlayStation 5's got, but the design labs is, I think that's actually going to happen. Maybe not announced at E3, but I'm seeing that's coming back. There's gotta be design labs. Has gotta come back at some point. It's such a good feature of Xbox. Yeah, I see that.
And it's taking some time for it to return. Like, if you go to the Xbox store and you see Design Labs, you can get it for free. But I won't click on it because I think they may have intentionally made it free just to say, oh, we're completely closed down, so buying it means you get nothing. So nothing happened.
Yeah. No, I agree. No, I see that happening. That's totally happening. I mean, I've just bought the electric Volt, so I don't know what color would I want now. I'm like, what color would I want? Maybe like a Master Chief design. That'd be pretty sweet.
Yeah.
I don't know what I would want. I mean, I really like the one I got, but I probably would buy another controller if the design lab opened up. Yeah, no, I think that's happening. I don't think that's that wild of a prediction. I think that's going to happen. I can see it happening.
Well, I'm interested in the Daystroke camo, which is the red and black Xbox control.
Oh,
so
that
one's
nice.
really interesting. I can go for that, but I'm holding off on buying it because I need to reserve some money for buying furniture and getting a study room in my new flat. So therefore, I have to sort all this out and just wait until I can set it in with my Xbox and get a controller.
How dare you buy important things for your house instead of an Xbox controller? How dare you? Buying food and a sofa? What? Paying for electricity and rent? Madness.
Well, not only that, I'm just going to end up with 10 megabits of broadband. Oof. And also, as I just go into the flat, I've been spending more time dealing with my flat than doing the writing and doing the playing. And I think it's something I have to work on because that way I can live away from my parents, work on my actual work.
Yeah.
And once I get fully settled, I can do more games, but I may end up having to read more books. So that's a bit of something that I may have to be prepared for. Because the thing is, living in a flat and when you have to pay for your own bills and everything, well, definitely not the most fun. No. So you really have to deal with all these costs so you can fit in my Xbox Series X into the TV stand.
Yeah. No, I get that. So, I mean, Design Labs is... Yeah. I mean, I would say Design Lab... I think that's a good prediction. We definitely... I mean, hopefully we'll come back next week or the week after. We can go over these predictions and see how many of them we actually got right. I'm imagining I'm going to get 0 because mine are a bit crazy. Do you want to hear my first one?
Yeah, and I think we should really have a bingo and post it on your Twitter, though.
Oh, that would be good. Yes, we will. We will do that. I mean, these are nuts, so they're not going to happen. So it's going to be a blank 0. They're going to be a blank 0. Maybe I'll put some softballs ones in there, like Battlefield 6 coming to Game Pass or Starfield being revealed. I'll put some easy ones in there that are probably going to happen.
Oh yeah.
So my first one is we're going to get a brand new game revealed. It's part of a legendary series from Rare. We are going to get Banjo 3E, and it's coming this year. Yes, that's it. We're getting a new Banjo-Kazooie. Banjo 3E is happening. The Xbox is dying to get some family-friendly content onto Game Pass. Banjo is probably their best family-friendly franchise they own under their umbrella. Yeah, I mean, why not? Let's just do it. Just get it, make it happen. It's popular. Smash Brothers have basically brought back Banjo into the consciousness. I feel like after Banjo went into Smash, I feel like Xbox must have seen that and development must have started for Banjo 3. It might not be ready yet, but I think it's going to happen. It's got to, surely. I mean, I'd love a new Conker. That would also be great, but I think we're going to get a new Banjo first. Banjo 3E, even though Nuts and Bolts is technically Banjo 3E, but still.
Well, that would be Banjo four.
Four. Four.
Four.
Four.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, so we
no.
spelled with four because we don't want to have it as number four. It would be four.
Four.
Not Hordor.
Hold on. Hold on. Yeah, so yeah, why isn't there a new Banjo? Why is this taking so long for Microsoft to do this? Everyone wants it. Just do it. I mean, I love Western
Where,
Up.
because where we'd rather work on Connect titles and Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, and Everwild,
Not
whatever
only
that
that,
is.
not only that, when you have Conker and Banjo, notice there are different teams working on those games.
Yeah.
They used to hate each other.
Ooh, didn't know that. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's why, because when you have one Reds has been working on Banjo Kazooie, another team has been working on Conker and like made it like have some different elements to it. The developers have even like released a video series once of them playing the whole game, but it used to be like not pleased with the other Banjo team, so
Oh.
it's just like having some kind of like bit of rivalry with them.
I mean, Xbox has so many teams though. They could get someone else to make it, surely. Like a Compulsion Games from My Happy Few, maybe they can make a new Banjo. Double Fine
Like
is the one everyone says, but Tim Schafer already says he doesn't want to do that. Or get the Coalition to make it. Between Gears of War games, let's have a Banjo Kazooie game from the Coalition.
that's like how they managed to get snagged a bunch of developers to build a new Battletoads game.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, or lend it out to an indie developer. I'm sure someone would take it. I mean, the
People
people.
didn't like the new art style of that Battletoads game,
I enjoyed it.
so that's a risk.
I enjoyed
good.
Valve. It wasn't the best game I've ever played or anything, but it was fun. I thought it was fun enough. It was pretty straightforward, pretty basic, but it did the job. I mean, Battletoads, come on now, it's not that much of a legend. It's like pop. It's like a cultural thing. Like it's a cultural phenomenon. People know of Battletoads, but it was never a good game. I'm sorry, but it wasn't. The original Battletoads was awful. So I'm sorry, but it's a dark truth we gotta admit to. So, yeah, my first prediction was Banjo 3E. Likelihood of it happening, I would say I don't know, it might happen. It's probably my most likely prediction out of everything I got here, actually. So we'll
If birds could fly,
yeah, I think it can happen. I'm hoping it'll happen. What's your second prediction then, Alice?
there will be exclusive content for Xbox from the series called Ruby. So there will be like having exclusive games, and there's exclusive wallpapers and stuff for it, and probably exclusive controllers. But then that's just like asking for so much. Because with Rooster Teeth, next month there will be RTX. Not only they will be hosting the panel about the show Ruby,
Yeah.
but within the next few days they will have a panel called Ruby Beyond, and they will be talking about partnerships, products, and everything. And that's where they will be talking about the game called, which is being worked on with Way Forward and some other Arc System Works, who's responsible for Guilty Gear and Dragon Ball Fighter C.
Oh wow.
So these are just a hints of what they're doing with Ruby.
I mean,
But they may announce something else to go with it. So I don't know if it means they will be discussing Xbox exclusivity, but then that's just a bit of a long shot, because when you think of Rooster Teeth, you think of those who've actually, they just been working with the Xbox game called Halo for
Never heard of it. Never heard of Halo. What's that? Yeah, I mean that's the thing. I think that's not that. I mean, maybe it's a bit of a stretch, but I could see that. I mean, Rooster Teeth are tied with Xbox. That was Red vs. Blue was what started Rooster Teeth as a company. So Ruby, I mean, a bit random, but I could see it happening. Why not?
But bear in mind that Red vs. Blue recently hosted episode that's done in Unreal Engine, so they had
Oh.
Fortnite stuff into their episode, and they also done a machinima hosted in Fortnite for the Neon Kabuni series on Rooster Teeth. So, I mean, they're more likely to be exploring different franchises and even have exclusivity for like the Nintendo Switch and the PlayStation. I'm sure that Rooster Teeth has the guts to do that when
Yeah.
they could get away with some really good Xbox exclusivity deals, but then I don't know. It's just I'm just thinking more about Ruby Beyond panel from RTX than with E3. So
Yeah. So I mean, it's not really an E3
yeah,
prediction; it's more of an RTX prediction.
yeah,
But
that's
no,
fine.
no. I mean, I could see it. I mean, that's a bit of a stretch, but I could see it happening. I mean, as you said, Ruby. Uh, yeah. I mean, I don't really follow Ruby too much, to be perfectly honest. I do know it's a Rooster Teeth show, and Rooster Teeth. I do. When I think of Rooster Teeth, I think of Xbox. I mean, you mentioned all that stuff. They also advertised when Blood Gulch came to Fortnite. They had the Rooster Teeth original Red vs Blue cast there, like Sarge and stuff, talking about it. So Red vs Blue Halo is still known in the industry. So I could see it happening. Yeah, I mean, maybe I could see a bit more of a Red versus Blue kind of crossover with Xbox, but that would just be Halo, I suppose. It's like we're bringing a Red versus Blue game out. You mean Halo? Oh yeah, my bad. Uh, so yeah, no, I could see that happening. That's a bit crazy, but not that crazy. I've heard crazier things. That never even occurred to me, but that would be a really interesting collaboration there. Or they could just betray us and go on PS5 and just sell out. And be like, ooh, betray. Oh, it'd
Ooh.
be like a dagger to my heart. Why would you do this? Why would you do this, Rooster Teeth?
Yeah, what's up with the PlayStation 5? It doesn't even fit under my blimming TV.
Yeah, yeah, it's pretty big. I'm waiting for the Slim, and then I'll get it when the Slim
Yes.
version comes out, and when games become reasonable price because they're overpriced at the moment. But that,
And not only that, stock issues and everything.
yeah.
But apparently, one person has managed to take the innards out of the PlayStation 5 and fit it within the wooden case. So they just put it in and like have some wood and some carbon fiber and just turn it into a much nicer console to put under the TV. So I thought, wow, that's
Oh,
cool. It comes from the same guy who put the PlayStation 5 into its bronze casing.
interesting. I mean, speaking of console designs, that kind of ties into my second prediction. Do you want to hear it?
Oh, yeah. Do
Okay,
it.
this is a
Yes.
wacky one. So we were talking earlier about how I like the Switch and how I like how it's portable, and how I take it on flights with me. My prediction is we will see either the Xbox Series P or the Series C for Charlie. The Series P is the Xbox Series Portable, which looks like a Switch or a PlayStation Vita. But mainly it's going to stream Game Pass games, Game Cloud games. So it's just as a tablet with controllers on the side of it. Maybe it natively plays Xbox One games or like lower level series games. That would be my ideal dream for this. And the Series C would be this Xbox Series like Chromecast, Xbox Series Cast, where essentially it's like a Chromecast. It's like a USB stick you stick in the back of your TV, and you just stream games straight to your television. So it's essentially the same. So it's all down to XCloud. XCloud you can stream games. So I'm thinking they want to expand on that. They've brought it to iOS. They've brought it to Android. They want to bring it to the Switch. I mean, spoilers for a later prediction. So I think maybe they might be thinking of making their own little handheld device that streams games to, or a stick that streams games to the TV. For
I think it's
people who
just
don't want
kind
to
of
get Xbox.
yeah. I think it just kind of plays as if like with Xbox being the competitor to the Switch and the Google Stadia.
Yeah. That's pretty much what I'm thinking, is that they want to keep branching out and compete with Switch and Stadia. That's kind of what my logic is. I think this is something that might happen. I think it's way too soon. I mean, this might be E3 2022, 2023, but I thought, why not? I'll go for it.
I think I'm still interested for these ideas because I think it's about time. Well, I think it's just taking some time for Microsoft to come up with their own portable device,
Yeah,
but for it to be the tablet to go with the Project X Cloud,
yeah,
like they seem to only get it with Android and having some issues with iOS. But for Microsoft to come up with a tablet kind-ish system that allows to play xCloud games on it, I
yeah.
mean that is possible. Just like how they approached with Microsoft Surface Pro and the Windows phones, which
Exactly.
Windows phones not so good, but Surface Pro pretty much for premium towards the like some like serious professionals.
Yeah,
But having something like that is good. But it also, when you mention like Xbox Series P, I think it just kind of becomes a butt of the joke. So
yeah.
it's like
Well,
this: you heard of a Nintendo Wii? Now get ready for
the P.
Xbox P.
I mean, it'd just be the XSP instead of the PSP, wouldn't it? That's what it would be, the XSP, the Xbox Series P. I mean, I was trying to think of like, I was thinking S for like the stick, but we already have the Series S. So
Yeah,
what other letters would
exactly.
it be? Like the V, the Series V, like the Xbox
How
Series
about
Vita.
Xbox Series T for TV and T?
Ooh, that's better than C. I like that. That's clever. Oh, see,
Because
this you should
C
be
is
in
just like
marketing. You should be in marketing.
yeah,
Or the Xbox Series TV.
yeah, it's just two letters.
Yeah, two letters instead of one. Just make it even more complicated.
Team Xbox T.
T.
But anyway,
But yeah, that's my
so
crazy prediction. I
yeah, just
think would you? I would buy that. Like they could just make because you could buy like an Android or like a Fire tablet for like 50, 60 quid now. Just get one of those, attach some Xbox controllers to the side of it, and then that's your streaming device. You're done. Like or you could even get like a smaller screen, so one that's like the size of like a phone, and just have controllers attached to the side of it. I think that would
yeah,
be ideal because I love the idea of XCloud, but it's the fact that I have to bring an extra set of controllers with me and I have to set it up. But it's like if I could just have a portable device that's just for XCloud, I would love that. I would play it all the time. That would be
yeah,
ideal for me.
yeah. That's why. Because I was looking on the Xbox store and I noticed that they sell a. I don't know if I can find it. It's called a Razer Kishi for Android, and
Yeah,
that allows you to put a mobile phone into a Switch-like controller.
yeah. They're like 100 quid though, just for the Kishi, which is like what. I want
Yeah,
one, but I'm not willing to pay 100 quid for it. I got one of those. I've got one of those ones that you attach it to your phone. It's hard to explain, but it's like a plastic like clip that comes out of the top, and then you stick the phone in top of the clip on top of the Xbox. It looks ugly as hell, and it's not very convenient. But yeah, I've got an old Xbox One controller in, and I got an old tablet just to play XCloud on, which I love XCloud. I think it's a great idea, but I think a device just for XCloud would be so much cooler. I would love that.
and they have yet to work on the connection thing because I found it was really good. Like I got an iPad and I got a DualShock 4, which I can turn it into a remote play for the Xbox. And I
Yeah.
thought, yeah, this is really good, and I can do that. But the problem is, like, you need to get a stable internet connection from both the Xbox that leads over to the my iPad,
Yeah.
because quite often it just like scrambles up and it gets worse when you're playing a multiplayer game.
Oh
But
yeah.
apart from that, it's just like really good.
I mean, when 5G is a bit more ubiquitous, I think it'll be a much better thing to have. I don't think we're
Yeah,
quite there yet, whereas everyone's going to be wanting to stream. That's why I think this is more like a 2022, 2023 kind of thing. But I do think it is something that they will want to do at some point. Maybe not the handheld device because they're using phones, and especially if they bring it to Switch, then they've kind of already got that covered. Uh, yeah. So I mean that would be that's my second prediction. I did have Game Pass coming to Switch as one of my later predictions, but I kind of feel like we kind of covered that, so I'm going to change that. I've got another prediction lined up for that, so we will cover that when we get to it. What is your third prediction?
You know the game called, if I pronounced it correctly, AVOWED? Is the one that's by
Avowed.
Obsidian Games?
Avowed, yeah.
Yes. AVOWED is Elder Scrolls 6. You see that game that is being done by Obsidian Entertainment. Apparently, it is an Elder Scrolls 6. Otherwise, it'll still be AVOWED, which happens to be the next Elder Scrolls 6. Something they have developed and released. And something that Bethesda hasn't got time to do that. And been working on Starlink instead.
Ah. So, okay. Well, Starfield. Starlink's a different game.
Starfield, yeah.
So, Avowed, that's a tricky one, because they've already said it takes place in the Pillars of Eternity world, not the Skyrim universe. But I wouldn't surprise me if they just pulled a U-turn. It's like Elder Scrolls 6 Avowed instead of Skyrim or whatever. Maybe it's like a spin-off game. You don't know. That could work. Yeah, I mean, there's rumors that they're bringing out Outer Worlds 2. But I mean, this kind of ties into my third prediction, because what you just said was that Bethesda doesn't have time to make Elder Scrolls 6. That's what you were saying, right?
So instead, yeah,
because they're making Starlight.
I think it just means
Starfield. See, I'm saying Starlink now. Starfield. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just for that. It's just for that reason that they say, "Oh, go that we should use all that money for all that pocket money saved into the jar for Elder Scrolls 6 to go into Avowed, because that's pretty much what you're basically getting for that game."
Yeah, I mean, that's fair. But also, as I said, it kind of ties into my third prediction, because I feel that Obsidian might be making Fallout New Vegas 2. Because Fallout is not being made at the time because they're focusing on Starfield. It's kind of the same prediction, just slightly different. Because there's rumours that there's a Fallout game in development. Because I've mentioned this in my weird predictions video. That there is apparently a Fallout in production. So one of the CEOs in Xbox just slipped up and said, "Oh, we're currently making Forza, we're currently making Fallout, and we're currently making Halo." So why would you say you're making Fallout unless you're making Fallout? So I feel we might see Fallout New Vegas 2, or Fallout New something else, New Mexico, New New York, two news, New York. I mean, like, yeah, Obsidian, they've got multiple teams. The rumor is it's Outer Worlds 2, but maybe it's not. Maybe it is a new Fallout or a new Elder Scrolls. I mean, or as you said, Avowed might be a new Elder Scrolls. They've just given it a different name just to throw us off. I mean, it looks like an Elder Scrolls game. To be fair, it does look a lot like Skyrim, so I wouldn't be surprised. I mean, it's a bold prediction, but I like it. I like it. So I mean.
But what if the Outer Worlds is set in the Skyrim universe, where all of the people who've been in those space stations and everything, they decide to go over to, I think it's Tamriel, for them to explore, and just like collecting all those samples and everything to do their own research on it.
That would be, yeah, that would blow my mind a little bit. Yeah, I mean, I think Obsidian is the most exciting partner apart from maybe Bethesda. I'd say they're the most exciting partner with Xbox, because you don't really know. We know they're making stuff, and Avowed looks great. If it's a new Elder Scrolls game, that would be amazing. I mean, even if it's not an Elder Scrolls game, it kind of is in its own way, just not called Elder Scrolls. It's kind of its own thing, but yeah. If they're making a new Fallout, if they're making a new Outer Worlds, I'm totally there for it. Yeah, I mean, so we can't. So I kind of put it in your prediction by adding it to my prediction. So that's my third prediction: is Fallout's coming. You think Avowed is actually Elder Scrolls, which would be a massive twist. So yeah, we got you. We got you. It's actually Elder Scrolls. Could you imagine that? That'd be hilarious.
Yeah.
So what's your fourth prediction? Because I stole your, I kind of jumped in on your third prediction and turned it into my third prediction as well. So Fallout or Fallout or new Elder Scrolls coming from Obsidian. We're calling it now, people.
Yeah. So my fourth prediction is Halo of some form will be built in Unreal Engine 5.
Ooh. Okay.
So there's like Halo Infinite,
Yeah.
where they have development struggles.
Yeah.
The heads at 343 may have decided to build a game in Unreal Engine 5 so they can take advantage of its new technology.
I mean, they've built the new Halo with the slip space engine. So, but maybe it's something it wouldn't surprise me because they did seem to be having issues with the slip space engine that maybe they have shipped over to Unreal, or they've added something from, or maybe the multiplayer is in Unreal and slip space is just for the single player. I don't know. That don't sound too wild. I mean, Unreal 5 does look incredible.
Yes.
I mean, the Coalition, they're saying their next game's going to be in Unreal 5. Hellblade 2 is going to be in Unreal 5. So, I mean, it's already happening. So I could see that happening, yeah.
Yeah, I think that's the truth, because with games, building the games engine is never easy, because you have to go through into the nitty-gritty. You have to build the tools, you have to build the code, and you have to make sure that you got everything done. Because when I was like in a course once and have to work with a PlayStation dev kit, the tools are not well documented. It was really hard to make the effects in, and that's the thing, because if you don't have the right kind of programmers to even like build the tools or build all the assets and everything ready to pull it over, then you're just going to end up with a development engine that you don't really like. So you can either go for that, or you're building one or two most popular engines, being Unity, which is versatile and everything, or you go with Unreal Engine 5. Even so, you still have the add-ons like, I think it's like Quicks, so Autodesk Elements or some sort like that. But you definitely get tools where it speeds up your game development process and have all those 3D models already made. So it just seems like it's just like as if it's easier for you to go into Unreal Engine or Unity than having to build your own games engine. So I think this is pretty much like a future for all the games companies, especially with developers under Microsoft Studios. I think the one benefit with custom engines is that you can be able to flex it to whichever game you're thinking of.
Yeah. I mean, Microsoft now owns id Tech as well, and the creation engine from Fallout and stuff as well. So that is interesting. That there's a lot of game engine. Xbox has a lot of choice there when it comes to the game development. I would really be interested to see maybe them taking up a new engine. It would be intriguing to me.
It's not the first time that Halo will be in Unreal. It's not the first time that Halo will be in the Unreal Engine. If it did happen, they could have Halo Infinite transferred over there, or they have a Halo spin-off in the Unreal Engine. But there's certainly one time that happened, and that's with Red vs. Blue Zero. They rendered it in Unreal Engine 5 using their own tools instead of Xbox game of some sort, and they just brought it over to do action sequences as well as like puppetry, all done in the Unreal Engine 5 for the more seamless experience. And they've also used the Unreal Engine for several projects, including the latest Ruby Chibi episodes. I think they used it for them, and that's done for the Neon Kabuni episodes. So yeah, they just Rooster Teeth's been looking at Unreal Engine for their projects.
I mean, Unreal Engine is extremely popular. I mean, a lot of people are using Unreal Engine. Unreal Engine 5 is going to be the norm going forward, I think. For the next generation, I think there's going to be a lot of people on Unreal Engine 5. The new demo just came out and it looked absolutely incredible. I mean, there's a lot of PlayStation people going, oh, you can't run Unreal Engine 5 on an Xbox. This is all being done on a PS5. And then they've done the new engine. They did the new demo on the Xbox Series X, and it looks incredible. So that kind of shut them up.
Well, not only that, Xbox Series X it's got much stronger graphical powers.
It does.
Yet,
on paper, it is a much better system. I mean, I don't want to get fanboys, but it's true. Sorry.
The PlayStation 5 does have faster internal storage speeds and a USB as well. But on the subject of that, bear in mind that any games made with it, they could get like loads of gigabytes. It could reach up to 100 gigabytes if they're not too careful about using the models and textures, because with the Unreal Engine 5, it takes control of all the models and textures and even like building new ones. So I think the developers would have to be extra careful to not step up a notch and end up really having big games, unless Microsoft do decide to have expansion cards that goes beyond like 1 terabyte and something that is really cheap. Otherwise, you're just going to end up with 1 or 2 games for the console, which the system doesn't allow external storage for the Series X.
Right.
Xbox One games.
No, and I mean, they do have the external stick memory, like the really expensive one, but normal USB ones don't work. Yeah.
Yes.
They haven't added the feature to add that onto the PS5 yet. They have expansions, but you can't add them in, so that is weird to me that they haven't let them do that. But yes. It is storage is an issue with this generation for sure. I'm hoping that they're going to try and figure that out. As soon as it gets cheaper to buy an external stick, like the SSD drive, I'm totally buying one. But I'm not paying £200 for 1 terabyte. That's absurd.
Oh, no.
It's absurd. I'm not paying that kind of price for it. Would you like to hear my 4th prediction?
Go ahead.
So this one's a bit crazy. So we're going to go into it. So. We're in the Nintendo Direct, and Nintendo have just announced that either Game Pass or the Master Chief Collection are coming to Switch. And they're like, this is what it looks like running on Nintendo Switch. And then it shows the end of Halo 2. And it's Master Chief with the bomb. Is that the end of Halo 2 or the beginning of Halo 2?
No, they're in that special
he has a
spaceship.
He has a bomb.
Anyway.
But yeah, the end of
Well, he has a bomb, and that's why he has that bomb, and it just goes to Earth.
Yeah.
But at the end, he goes in the spaceship for the compliment and heads back to Earth again.
Yes, it's the end of Halo 2 is what I'm referencing. So, it's the end of Halo 2, and they're like going, Chief, what are you doing on that ship? And then it all goes to darkness, and then he goes, finishing this fight. And then the Smash logo comes up on his visor, and Master Chief is in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. All that build up just for that. Master Chief is coming to Smash Brothers. Yes. and his alt skin is the Doomslayer, because why not? If we're dreaming, let's just go crazy with it.
Yeah. Or they could like have Buck from Halo 5 as an alternative character.
What was his name? Nathan Fillion.
Yeah.
Or Locke. Everyone loves Locke. Oh my god. I would love that. Like finishing this fight and then the Smash logo just comes up on his visor. That'd be amazing. That's all I want. Convoluted way of getting to that point, but that's what I want the trailer to be.
Also, just imagine like playing Halo games on the go too.
Yeah.
I mean, that's not very likely to happen.
Oh no.
But it just depends if Microsoft and Nintendo have like got this like really strong relationship for many years, and then finally decide to say, okay, Microsoft games on the Switch, but it would be really great if Nintendo brought some of their franchises over to Xbox as well. Just
Mario
imagine
Kart on
playing
the Xbox.
Pokemon.
Oh,
Yeah, just
right.
imagine playing Pokemon on
Ooh.
Xbox Series X, complete with achievements,
Ooh.
plus some fancy graphics.
Or what's it called? The new one, Arceus Legends. The new
Yeah.
one that looks like Breath of the Wild. Or just Breath of the Wild. Just that would be incredible on the Xbox. I mean, I don't see any of that happening, but I would love that so much. I feel like Xbox is doing all the giving and Nintendo's doing all the taking, and then they're not going to give anything back. I mean, the closest they're going to be is like, yeah, we'll put Master Chief in Smash. Why not? Even though they've already got Banjo and Steve in Smash, so it doesn't.
Yes.
The odds of it happening are not very high. But a guy can dream. I mean, this is an Xbox podcast, not a Nintendo podcast. But who do you think is going to be in the new Smash DLC? Because they've only got 2 slots left, and they're about to announce it at E3. So who do you think the next character is going to be? A little off topic, but you know.
I have not been thinking a lot about it.
No.
But I think they would definitely have Bethesda Games characters into it, like Doomslayer or that Dragonborn from Skyrim. I mean,
The Dova King.
these could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm thinking, realistically, it's probably going to be Rillaboom from Pokemon, the Grass Gorilla, or Ninja Gaiden, because that's a Nintendo thing. I think those are probably the most 2 likely. And then there's also Crash Bandicoot, Rayman, or Dante. Those are like the ones that everyone thinks are going to happen. I'm hoping not Sora, because I don't like Kingdom Hearts and I don't want Sora in Smash. I'm sorry. But no.
I haven't even played the game, but I think it's just like... I just don't really see the appeal of it. Like,
No.
It's really interesting for like the original Square Enix characters to play with the Disney characters, but then it's just like it just kind of goes over the top and like tries to take it seriously as a huge universe, but then it's just been toying with emotions and even like exploring other Disney franchises. But
Yeah.
I haven't actually played the games, to
I
be
haven't.
honest, and I think the Kingdom Hearts games have left the Game Pass, so I didn't really get into this whole franchise, to be honest.
I think I heard Donald Duck is the most powerful person in the universe, which is ridiculous. Apparently, I can't remember where I heard that. It was like on a podcast I was listening to that they said that apparently Donald Duck is the most powerful. Like he's like the mage or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous. Could you imagine?
Yeah.
Oh, I've never played it as well. But the thing that gets me with Sora is that Smash fans, they're always like, I don't want any more anime swordsman characters. No more anime swordsman. No more. Like, constantly. And then when Sora comes up, they're like, oh yeah, I'll have Sora though. But like he is the most anime of swordsmen. Like, what? Like, that's the thing you don't want. Why I don't understand. I don't understand.
Well, it would have been better to have. It would have been better if you had Donald Duck in it, because
That'd be amazing.
One Donald became a president for 4 years.
Dude. All
But
right.
then when it comes to Donald, and I was thinking like, oh, maybe they would like have one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in, or even a Goku for Dragon Ball Z in it.
Get
But
Goku
then,
in.
as it's been stated, that Nintendo or HAL Laboratory have specifically said that they would not be having non-video game characters into the game, so there's a bit of a downer.
Yeah. That is a bit of a bummer. So, yeah, they have said that they want only characters that originate in video games, but then they've broken their own rules multiple times. So, who knows at this
Like
point?
what?
Like,
Like what?
like people were saying, game. There has to be a character that's been on a game that's been on Nintendo. And Persona was that. You weren't gonna have third-party characters, and then you had Snake and you had Sonic, and they do that stuff all the time. Like they'll say one thing and then they'll break their rules. So I think it happens multiple times. So I don't think Goku's coming. Don't get me wrong, but I'm just saying it wouldn't surprise me that much at this point because There's not much that would surprise me with Smash, to be honest.
Yeah, do you remember when they ran that poll for the DLC for the Smash Brothers for Wii U, and
Yeah.
they had all those characters in?
Yeah.
Out of all these countries, they picked Bayonetta to be the most popular character of all the possible video game characters because it's got other characters from possibly from licensed or non-video games
Yeah.
that they couldn't even manage to get in.
They said
But
it was the
and
most
I'm
feasible.
just really curious. Yeah, that's right.
They said the
So I'm
most
just really-
feasible character, they said. The number one feasible character, which means that is not stupid, basically. I don't know why that was number one. I like Bayonetta, but yeah. I don't know what the last... I have a feeling the last character is going to be a massive anticlimax. It's just going to be like another Fire Emblem character or something, to be honest.
Well, speaking of which, what's happening with Bayonetta 3? They said they're in development with it, but it's been 4 years since they put out the
Yeah.
teaser trailer. So
Bayonetta
I wonder
3...
how Yeah, that's why I want I really want to see more Bayonetta 3 because I recently completed Bayonetta 2 on the Switch.
Yeah.
And yeah, I just really need to like
It's a really
have
good
more
action game.
and something to wrap up the entire trilogy. That would be really interesting.
I mean, there's that, there's Metroid Prime 4, there's Breath of the Wild 2, there's a lot of Nintendo games they've announced and not shown anything for, so... Yeah, and then they had Shin Megami Tensei... there was a new Shin Megami Tensei game they announced at the launch of the Switch, and they've only just shown the trailer for, like, last year, I think it was, and then it's gone quiet again, so... We might be getting that new Shin Megami Tensei game at some point. Who knows? Do you have so? Do you have your final prediction ready?
Yes.
Is it crazy?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Absolutely crazy.
Love it. Let's go.
Microsoft Office comes to Xbox, and it will come with achievements. So you have like Microsoft Word, Excel, and PowerPoint, as well as Microsoft OneNote, and all of them will come over to Xbox, which means you can type on documents with a keyboard to the Xbox Series X, earn achievements for writing words a day, or you can do a presentation through PowerPoint on the Xbox Series X, or you can do your finance, do your taxes on Excel on Xbox Series X.
1,000 games scored, done your taxes. I thought my last one was crazy, but that takes the cake. I like it. Why not? Why not? Let's do taxes and why not? We got everything else on Xbox. It seems like a bit of a I'm just trying to picture myself typing a Word document using an Xbox controller. Oh my god, it breaks my brain. I don't like it. It'd be nice to have a notepad on there though, because it's like, oh, I've got to remember this game. I need to go back and download something or do an achievement on this, so you can check your notes. That'd be kind of cool, having like a notepad on there.
Yeah, I think it's really interesting though if you think about it, because if you think about like Google Docs and everything like appearing on different platforms, especially your phone.
Yeah.
Microsoft, if they somehow like bring out, say, Word on the Xbox, which you can type, because it would act as a really good thing where you can type your stories on a big screen.
Yeah.
Something that novelists might probably get, or even get Microsoft rewards points for writing 200 words a day. But then the possibilities are like bigger. Like if they allowed Miro or OneNote and just have it on with a big screen, that would be a huge hit with developers, because without having to go through all the wireless displays and everything, they just bring the Xbox over, have that OneNote stuff on the screen, and they can collaborate with all those people, especially online, so you can share all those notes and diagrams on it. Just imagine that.
I mean, you could basically do xCloud, but like in reverse. Like you could put stuff on your phone and then put them up onto the TV. So it's like, yeah, I mean, I could see that. So instead of plugging in your Surface or moving a giant tower of PC, you could just send your Word documents to the Xbox and then put them up on the big screen. Now you've said it like that kind of, the achievements and stuff is where I think it's hilarious. But if you like had a PowerPoint present, like as I work on Surface Pros where I work, If you had like a PowerPoint presentation, you could like message it to your Xbox or put it to the cloud to the Xbox, and then you could play your PowerPoints through your big TV. I mean, that kind of makes sense in a weird way. I could kind of see that happening. It stops people having to buy like projectors or like HDMI's to plug up an Xbox. Like he's like, oh, we'll just buy a Series S for 200 quid, and we'll use that to stream all our PowerPoint presentations. I could see that happening. Use it as like a streaming box just to stream like PowerPoint present. That's so weird, but I can see it happening.
I think there are organisations like when it comes to modern places or something like that.
Yeah.
I think you may find that they moved from projectors over to like big HD TVs and everything.
Yeah.
But all you have to do is like plug into the HDMI ports on the table, and you just feed the image over to that big TV over there. So I think they're just like upgrading their technology, so it's just much easier to put the documents on. But I think with the Xboxes, that's pretty much one way to get Microsoft involved. Plus, it could be really good for games development because not only they would use their Xboxes for presentations and everything, but they can also like build games to run on it and something. So it just becomes a wholly huge development console as well.
It's so crazy. I can see it happening. Like that's, or like you'd be like, this is my slideshow showing how this Assassin's Creed game works, and it's like now we're going to demonstrate by quick resuming from Assassin's Creed 2 this mission that I'm in the middle of doing, and then they play the game for like 2 minutes, then quick resume out of it back to the PowerPoint and continue where you left off. If we've been to university and stuff, we've done games design, I can see this happening. This is like something I can see done in a classroom or like a presentation. It'd be a bit nuts, but I can see it happening. I can see it happening.
Yeah, if Microsoft Office comes on their Xbox, Twitter would literally explode. Hashtags everywhere, like calling this the worst idea and thinking how utterly ridiculous it is to have somehow a PC software that's meant for Windows ends up on the Xbox as well.
Yeah.
But then there will be a lot more reasons to find this so intriguing at the same time. I mean, since when you get ideas that are totally, utterly ridiculous at first, but then turns out to be really good? I mean, has this you experienced any of that before?
Yes, lots of times. There are a lot of games that have come out. They'll be like, "That sounds awful," and then you play it and it's amazing. But no, I can see it. If Xbox. I keep thinking that they're trying to turn PCs more into Xboxes, but maybe they're trying to turn Xboxes more into PCs as well. I can see, plug your Surface Pro into the Xbox, use it to stream stuff to the big... When you first said it, I thought it was a bit mad, but now I've thought about it, I could see it happening. It'd be a weird thing to show it. I feel like that's more of a GDC kind of thing. Could you imagine this at E3? It's like, oh, we've shown you Halo, we've shown you Starfield, now... Windows, Word, Microsoft Word. This is our presentation. This is our live demo. Try the beta out. Give us feedback. Oh my god, that is a weird. That is not. It was great when you first said it. You've sold me on it. It was at first I thought that's the craziest thing I've ever heard, but now you've sold me on it. You've totally sold me on it. I can see it happening.
Well. Trust me, I got an entrepreneur degree on Launchpad or is it the Family University? Yeah, I got the entrepreneurship degree, and nice. I was told when I did one of those presentations that I know how to approach the product and bring my team across. Yeah, and that's the same kind of magic I brought over to you. I can make things happen.
So now my final prediction didn't seem as mad. But I'm still going to go with it. Would you like to hear my final prediction? Good. So this is the final prediction. Right. Kojima is bringing his game to Xbox. I mean, that is the rumor that's been going around. The next Hideo Kojima game is coming to Xbox. Microsoft have gone into talks with Konami to buy their IPs, or just to buy the studios in general, because Xbox has money. I don't know if you knew that. So they've bought the IPs, and they have now got access to all the Konami IPs. First comes on, we have the reboot of Silent Hills, made by Hideo Kojima, brand new Silent Hills, and then finally, to end the show, we see Solid Snake, and he goes, "Kept you waiting, huh?" And we have a brand new Metal Gear Solid exclusive to Xbox. Metal Gear Solid 6, 7? The new one. The next Metal Gear Solid will be exclusive to Xbox. And Silent Hill, I guess. I'm not super into Silent Hill, but I know some people would love that. So Silent Hills and Xbox and Metal Gear Solid coming exclusive to the Xbox Series X, being made by Hideo Kojima, the original maker of Metal Gear Solid. And that is my last prediction.
So much of that. Where's Rocket Knight Adventures?
See, that'll be like the third game, but you need to get a new team for that.
Just like how Climax has managed to build the new Rocket Knight Adventures known as Rocket Knight and come out on an Xbox 360. But then, it just went silent after that.
Yeah.
But then there's Castlevania, which is the game which Kojima had some involvement in, and that's known as Lords of Shadow. But I just wondered if there's more Castlevania stuff coming along the way. But then that depends on whether Konami wants to spend their money wisely of some sort.
It depends, because Konami basically they don't want to make games anymore, so they kind of shipping out their IP. So I could almost see it happening. I don't know if Xbox would just buy Konami outright or they would just purchase their IPs. I mean, there's rumors that Sony have been trying to get their IPs. Hideo Kojima has been rumored to making a game for Xbox. I imagine it's going to be a new IP, to be honest, but I would love it so much if Microsoft just emptied their pockets and goes, "We'll buy Metal Gear Solid for you, we'll bring it back, new Metal Gear Solid, or finish your saga," because like you never got to finish Metal Gear Solid really. The final one, The Phantom Pain, it didn't quite finish it. It got kicked out before the game was released, and it was missing like the last 3 or 4 chapters of the story. Like the story just ends on the like a cliffhanger. So I would love if Xbox bought Metal Gear Solid and he made a brand new Metal Gear Solid game, even if it was the last ever one, or like the last one made by Hideo Kojima, and it was just passed down to like maybe the coalition between Gears of War makes new Metal Gear Solid games. Just anything with the word gear on it, coalition can make. That's their new thing. Like the next, I would love that. I mean, I love Metal Gear Solid. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time, and the fact that it's dead makes me cry.
Yeah, I miss that franchise.
You missed Metal Gear. Oh, it's such a good series. It's amazing. It's weird, but it's amazing.
But the problem is that if you pass over Metal Gear Solid, when the Metal Gear Solid 5, when they had Kojima left and left to completely to Konami, they ended up making Metal Gear Survive.
Yes, that's the issue. We don't speak about Metal Gear Survive. It was atrocious. Probably the worst. Well, it is the worst Metal Gear Solid game ever made. It was absolutely atrocious. So get Hideo Kojima back. Buy Metal Gear Solid off Konami. Just buy the IP, or buy the rights to. I don't know how it works. Because Konami don't want to make games anymore, but people still love Castlevania. They still love Metal Gear. They still love Silent Hill. So get those games. We need those games. I mean, we know we're an Xbox podcast, but if Sony bought Metal Gear Solid, I'd just be happy to see the game, to see the series is still alive. It's kind of sad to me that Konami's just kind of holding on to these IPs and just letting them die. It's just really sad. So I'm hoping that someone can get those IPs off them and we can make some really great games. I'd be happy if Xbox just said we're making the new Metal Gear Solid, even if Hideo Kojima is not involved. To be honest, we just need those games back.
Well, just consider the possibility. They may even turn it around and set it into something completely different. That instead of the warfield, you have a corporate businesses like sending out spies for espionage and sabotage, and it's all completely like fast food chains. And what you get, Metal Gear Shake with Solid Shake. Okay. He works as a chef manager who loves milkshakes.
but then decides to sabotage McDonald's and Burger King.
I was wondering where you were going with that. I mean, we also want Splinter Cell back, and that's more likely to happen because Ubisoft owns Splinter Cell. I didn't mention that at all during our predictions, but God, I want Splinter Cell back. I just want a good. I mean, we're getting Perfect Dark. That's pretty much Metal Gear Solid. That's the closest we're going to get from Xbox, I think. Perfect Dark is coming, and that's going to be a stealth game. Yeah.
Is Ubisoft like coming back with another conference?
They got Ubisoft Forward coming out. I think it's the day before Xbox. So they do them like they're doing like Ubisoft Forwards now, like the Nintendo Directs. They do them like 2 or 3 times a year now.
Yeah, I just wondered if Ubisoft, like, I don't know how more likely they will bring up a new Splinter Cell game
It's not
than
likely.
having to end up with the same presenter they have for many years in the running.
Yeah. Oh, what's her name? I can't remember her name now.
I think I don't know, is it Alicia or some sort?
I think so. But yeah, the Ubisoft Forward, they've already said that it's going to be Far Cry 6, Rainbow Six Quarantine, which they're renaming because of like what's been going on in the world, and I think that, and maybe the new Division game. So we kind of know what's going to be there. Maybe Beyond Good and Evil 2, but I doubt it. Yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, I don't think we can see that happening, even though they have this interesting platform where artists work together to bring more art assets for the game. But
It's gone quiet.
Again, yeah, it's just gone really quiet. And I think they tried to be ambitious or tried to do something unique, but I think they've just been messing around and thinking like, oh, Beyond Good and Evil 2 is always going to be the most delayed game. Pretty close to Half-Life 3.
Yeah, it's the new Half-Life 3 or Bayonetta 3 or Metroid Prime 4. It's like it's one of those type of games. I hope we get to see at least one of those games this year. That would be brilliant. I would love that. Yeah, I mean, I think that's all our predictions. Do you have any other predictions that you just want to throw out there? Because those are our 5 main ones.
Well, I think I would throw in a small one that it's likely we may see Sonic content in Minecraft. Have you seen the Sonic Colors Direct? Yeah, Sonic Direct.
I didn't see that, though. I heard there's a new Sonic Colors coming now. Or like a remake.
Yeah. They also like announced a few animation projects and a few merchandise stuff. And they also mentioned the collaborations between a few of the Sega games with the Sonic stuff. But one 1-second preview shows there's a Sonic sprite made of all the blocks in Minecraft. And it's just something tells me that there probably going to be Sonic related content coming to Minecraft.
That wouldn't surprise me.
Yeah, that would be really interesting.
Yeah, I mean, Sonic, I mean, will Xbox buy Sega? That's the one I've been saying for years. It'd be typical, the one time I don't mention it is the time they bloody do it. Yeah, the small predictions I had was I think we're going to get a shadow drop of some kind. So something's going to be like, and it's out right now. And I think it's either going to be, there's 3 things. Either Halo Infinite beta, the beta, or it's going to be Psychonauts 2 or Flight Simulator. One of those is going to come out during the presentation, if not 2 of them. I think that's like kind of a boring prediction, hence why I didn't bring it up. But I think we will see because Flight Simulator and Psychonauts 2 are supposed to be coming out soon, very soon, and they did say they're going to probably have a beta for the Halo multiplayer, and they want to try and maybe leave it out a bit before, because it looks like it's coming out in November, Halo, so maybe a bit before, a couple of months before, so they actually have time to implement some stuff and to actually take feedback, because sometimes betas are literally just advertisements for the game and they release them like a week before the game comes out, so what is even the point at that point? You know what I mean? So like,
yes, absolutely.
Like Halo 3, they brought out the beta like 6-7 months before the actual game came out, and they actually had time to implement stuff. So I'm hoping that that's what they're going to do as well. But yeah, I think that's all our predictions, unless you have any other ones.
Yeah, I think I'm okay now. I think I said all the predictions that I would say, but then I think we're just like gone through a bunch of predictions without having to mention about Nintendo and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But then I think it's just more to do like thinking about Xbox and there's Halo. But then there's also a thought about all those other franchises like AVOWED and even like Forza, Motorsport games, those sort of things.
I mean, the rumor is, but for Forza,
Because I think in the
go on. Sorry.
yeah, I just think with like I just think like they should really start to bring out more games that are meant for Xbox Series X and take advantage of its ray tracing capabilities.
Yeah.
And even mentioning that those games will be coming to Xbox Game Pass. I think that's what they would be doing. But then I think it's just going to be a commonplace thing that they will end up like showing CGI trailers for these games and not show any gameplay during the presentations.
Yeah.
And that is a bit of a bothersome.
Yeah, I mean, that is an issue that Xbox has. They do seem to just put CGI trailers out all the time. Even their gameplay demo for Assassin's Creed was a CGI trailer. Like, what the hell? That is a worrisome thing that I'm hoping they're actually going to show some actual gameplay. The issue we have, though, is when they show gameplay, you get the Craig meme. So it's like, you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't with Xbox. I mean, the rumor is that we are going to get Forza Horizon 5 this year, and it's going to be in Mexico. So we might see that. I mean, that's the new Forza game that is being rumoured. Starfield's definitely going to be shown because that's in the poster. It's at the bottom of the poster. But the rumour is that's coming out next year as well. So it's basically Halo's going to be the big 2021 game. And then most other stuff are going to be coming out next year. Apart from Forza's probably going to come out this year. When PlayStation only has Horizon Zero Dawn 2 coming out this year, I feel like Xbox are okay with just having Halo and Flight Sim and Psychonauts 2 and a couple of other smaller games. But yeah, I mean, it's going to be interesting. We need to do that bingo card thing that you were saying, try and have a bingo card of all our predictions and put them up on their Twitter and see if we actually get anything right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why. And I think there's definitely more games coming out, like Overwatch 2 and everything like that. But then I don't know how many surprises we would get, but I think they're probably like saving all the surprises which they were going to mention in 2020, but then decided to move over to 2021, and that's where we get all the surprises in.
Yeah, I mean, we know a lot of stuff that Xbox is making, so there's not much to surprise us. We know what most of the 23 studios are making games for, so yeah. We might see what compulsion games they've been quiet for a couple of years. The ones who made We Happy Few, they've been quiet for a couple of years, so we might hear something from them. The rumors are Outer Worlds 2, Forza Horizon 5, Starfield, maybe a Wolfenstein 3. We might see Indiana Jones, but that's supposed to be really early production. So there's a lot of stuff we could see. I mean, we already know Starfield, so it's not really a new announcement. They announced it like 2 years ago, but we might get some new announcements. Who knows?
Yeah.
But yeah, I guess that's all our predictions. Yeah. So this podcast has gone on a bit longer than we would have planned. We were aiming for an hour. I think we're at the hour and a half mark now, but we will get to our finals. Yeah, but we will go to our final. So yeah.
Yeah.
But we're going to go to our final section of the show, which is our book club. So we did start the book club last episode, in episode 0, in the pilot. That is canon to the X Marks the Spot narrative. It's like the prequel that no one talks about, but we're in episode 1 now, but episode 0 did happen. We did decide to do Skyrim as a book club, which is ironic because Alice was like, I don't really want to play Skyrim, and I was like, I really want to play Skyrim. I barely played it, and Alice completely, you 100%ed it, right?
Yeah, that's why.
Completely.
I went into Skyrim and I thought, meh, but there's the FPS boost, and it's just gone to 6 frames per second, and I thought, this is exactly what I played as a PC version, about 10 years ago.
Yeah.
It just completely feels like it. And a special edition, which I've been playing the vanilla edition, but the special edition, they just improved the graphics somewhat. I didn't use mods for it because I don't have a Bethesda account, but I still enjoyed a lot of it. And I just went in, had a bit of a adventure, and just like dealing with the quest lines. And for the first time, like after a decade, I finally completed all the quest lines. I completed all the good ones, the dark ones like the Thieves Guild and those bits like that. And I've even beaten Dawnguard and even like got, I think it's the Dragonborn expansion.
Wow.
And I just ended up building the best armor with those enchantments and everything. And I feel I'm really at the top of the world. And that's what I've been doing. Doing a lot of quests and doing all those things. It's just like really amazing.
It is.
I even like built a house. Yeah.
Did you get married and have kids and stuff in that game? I think you can do that, right?
I adopted children,
You adopted children.
but I reloaded. But I ended up like building one of those houses in from the I think it was Home, or wherever this.
Oh, I know what you mean. Yeah,
houses.
Hearthstone or
So
something.
I built 3 houses.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I just built that house with lots of stuff in it, and like got a steward in it and a protect guardian in it, and I also had a partner in that I'm married to, and then I just ended up like having like lots of items, lots of enchantments, and even like have lots of interesting spells. So I just ended up like having a really huge story, which I came up with some different endings.
Wow.
And that's like I spent over 100 hours getting all those achievements. But I still had one blast of adventure, and it's almost sad to like see it all end because I already squeezed all that juice out of it.
Yeah, you
I
need
even
Avowed.
like went in and defeated the Ebony Warrior.
You need Avowed like right now. You need Fable. You need more. You need more. you. Oh my god. Yeah. So it's like it's almost the opposite to me. Then I made my character Urga, the ogre or the orc, which is my D&D character for like the 2 or 3 times I've actually done D&D. Which is the orc. Basically, he doesn't know what defense is. He's just all out attack all the time, and he's a bit stupid. That was pretty much my character. Went in, did the first few dungeons, got the Dover King spell and all that stuff. Killed the first dragon, and then I stopped playing. So I played it for like 2 or 3 hours. I enjoyed it. But I kind of got. I've done this before. Like I enjoyed it, and I was having a couple of technical issues, so I just kind of stopped playing it in the end. But I love the fact that I was super. I love that I was super excited to play it, and then I didn't play it much, and you were like, I can't be bothered, and you completely devoured it completely.
Yeah. So I played for like 100 hours.
Yikes!
I got some skills which I turned referred to them using legendary. I spammed spells like using the special illusion trick to like reveal all the locations of those people and got them annoyed. And then I used telekinesis and traveled over long distances.
Wow.
So I got all the skills to 100, complete all the quests, and when I had nothing else better to do, I would just go over to White One and pickpocket all the clothes off people so they can strip down to their underwear.
Wow, that's. I don't even know what to say. So I mean, I think that was a successful book club. I would say. Would you say?
Yeah,
so?
I even took photos of those. Yeah, I just took photos of
You'll have to
the
send me a.
shopkeeper with his bare chest hair.
Wow.
And there's White One guards keeping nothing but their helmets and boots.
You'll have to send me the. I'll have to put them in the episode when I get to the editing part.
Yeah.
So good.
Sight.
Yeah. I wish I played it more. I kind of want to go back and play it more now. Yeah. I'm hoping that you guys play along with us as well. We haven't had any comments or anything back for it, but if you guys enjoyed Skyrim, just let us know in the comments below if you did play it with us. We're gonna have a new book club for the next episode or the next few episodes. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about with Skyrim? We kind of got a bit over with the episode already, but if you want to talk a little bit more about Skyrim, that's cool. considering you put 100 hours
Yeah.
into it. I feel bad making you
Yeah,
not
that's
so
right.
much. I mean, did you?
But it was really worth it. Yeah.
Are you winning?
Yeah, it was really fun.
Yeah.
Sorry?
I was just. I said, are you winning? The like the meme in it with the dad
Well-
walking in the room. Are you winning? Yes, I am, Dad.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, just having lots of different successes and everything. I mean, I just topped up Sneak 2 with combat skills and been killing people and like trying to do more shots on a horse. I also like increased my blocking and armor skills by having to let mammoths pelting me down and heal every time.
Oh,
So,
damn.
and then I just end up equalizing and just keep on going and just try get more levels and everything. And then it just gets more crazy than that. And then when I just get to the quests, I just like plow through all of them, just plowed through, killing the targets. And I think I've just gone so powerful in the game that I can just actually sneak, kill, and not get detected pretty easily. Even like pickpocketing their armor, or even like try to like shoot massive arrow, like bound bow, and you
Yeah.
get 3 hours, and then you just kill everything. But even so, their dragons
Damn.
are like still a pain in the butt, and has a potential to kill you so easily, and that's without having some enchanted armor to go with it. My goodness.
So you basically become a god. Like you're like bloody Thor or something, just walking
Goddess.
around. Oh yeah, goddess. Sorry. Yeah, you're like Captain Marvel then, just go around destroying everything. just
Yeah,
blast a hole
or
through.
probably Wonder Woman with the
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Wonder Woman with the sword and the bow,
Oh
and probably
man,
the whip.
and the whip.
But there's
Yeah.
no whips in Skyrim.
A shame. That's a damn shame. There's no whips in Skyrim. That's what you
Instead,
need
they
in
gave me
Elder Scrolls 4.
100.
The next Elder Scrolls game, you need whips. Listen, Bethesda.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Well, that would be Indiana Jones, isn't it?
Oh yeah, Indiana Jones next big game. Oh, I'm really looking forward to Indiana Jones. I hope it's an exclusive as well, but we will see about that. The Uncharted killer. Could you imagine? Like everyone's like
Yeah.
saying is how similar it is to Indiana Jones, and that's actually becomes the thing. God, that'd be amazing.
Well, what if the Indiana Jones game ends up being very similar to Doom? They just go around and like killing Nazis and everything.
That'd
And
be
just
nice.
get huge kills.
That'd be amazing. just whipping them. Temple of Doom, the game. I think it's gonna be third person. We really love it if it's first, but we'll see. Yeah, so I mean that's our book club, I guess. And that's the end of episode 1 of X Marks the Spot. The end of the first official episode. Episode 0 does exist, as I said, it is in our canon, but it's not official. This is the first official episode. So have we decided what our next book club is? Yes.
Yes.
So on the
And
next,
it'll be known as, they'll be known as Man Eater, and you get to control as a shark, cross the water, and causing a lot of mayhem, and you just get involved with law enforcement and get up to a lot of huge shenanigans. It's available in Xbox Game Pass for free, and it takes about 10 hours to get all the achievements. And that's how one of my friends has achieved her first 1,000 gamer score just by playing the game for like 10 hours. But it is stupidly fun.
I've played a little bit of it and I really enjoyed it, so I'm looking forward to going back into it and doing it properly for this the book club. If you guys are playing along with us, we would love to hear your Man-Eater experiences. If you want to play Man-Eater, we will probably be back for the reactions to E3. We'll probably do an episode after E3 and talk about what was actually shown and seeing if our crazy predictions happened. We're going to see if Microsoft Word did come to the Xbox, and we will talk about it if it did. But yeah, if you guys want to play along, download Man-Eater, let us know, and leave them in the comments below what you thought of Man-Eater, or tweet at me at Potato Chief on Twitter. thank you for listening. It's a bit longer than I had planned, but we had a fun episode today, and I really enjoyed the predictions. Is there anything else you wanted to say before we end the episode?
Yeah. I think it's just like with E3 coming up, and there's gonna be a lot of new stuff in it. But I think it's just like trying to do my best to play on. I mean, I played a lot more games this year than last year.
Yeah.
But I think with a flat and everything, I may end up like having to change things like, say, reading books and everything. But then I think I'm just trying to do my best and not miss out on a lot of like Xbox Series X and its games and everything.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I work 5 days a week, and it's boring, and it makes me a bit. I'm so tempted to buy a Series S just to put it in my office, so when I'm in work on my lunch break and stuff, I can just play Xbox games without having to leave my office. I can just stay there. That's what I'm tempted to do. Or just get the Series P, which is totally coming out this year. Yeah. No, I understand completely where you're coming from with that. Obviously, we are busy people. This is our part-time. This is just something we do for fun. It's not our actual job. So, obviously, time permitting, we're hopefully going to be here next week with our reactions to E3. Obviously, if we're busy, we can't do it, but hopefully we will. And yeah, and as I said, Maneater is our book club, which is basically we're going to play it. If you want to play along with us, leave comments below and talk about it. We will talk. If you leave a comment saying about how you thought about, like, how you feel about Maneater and if you enjoyed it, we will bounce it off and we'll talk about it next week, and we'll mention your comment. If you have any questions about our experiences with Maneater, that's the same thing, you know. Leave a comment, tweet at us, and we will react to your comments, I guess, in the next episode. Thank you guys for watching listening to the first official episode of X Marks the Box. Hopefully going to do this more often. We're only a small podcast. We both work full time, so obviously if you could share it with your friends, tell your friends about it, tweet out to your friends, and show your grandmother and your sister and your auntie and your cousin's boyfriend. I don't know, just tell everyone about the podcast, and we'd really appreciate it because we're only small and we want to try and get bigger and more popular. And I would appreciate your time today. If you made it to the end, just leave a comment in the comment below saying you finished the episode, you completed it, 1,000 gamer score. Let us know you've got the 1,000 gamer score from listening to this podcast. We would appreciate that. And thank you for listening. Is there anything else you want to say before we go?
Yeah, so nothing all. So yeah.
So keep following us on YouTube and Twitter, and until next time, too sweet.
Take care.
Bye, guys. Bye.
Bye.
Join Potato Club today and too sweet that subscribe button.